Hello everyone. It's me, Crystal Marie. I am your positive message giver. I give you angel message, but today is a little different. Today is October 1st, and it is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. And what better way to talk about this situation than now? If I could be the voice of reason, or if you could hear a message that might be important to you, I hope that's what you get from today's message. 1 in 3 women suffer from a domestic violence relationship. 1 in 4 men also suffer from domestic violence relationship. On average, 20,000 phone calls are made daily in the United States talking about domestic violence situations. That is a really big number. That number, I'm sure, is probably like, what is happening? But it happens everywhere. And I want to make this very clear. Domestic violence can be men and women. And the more we spread awareness, the better it is. Sometimes there are those situations where it can get so bad and we don't know if we can find a way out. It takes about 7 chances for you to actually realize you want to disconnect from this person. A lot of the times we reconnect with our abusers because we hear the I'm sorries, or we think that we can go about these situations different. I would like to be clear with this. A lot of these domestic violence relationships have to do with things that had happened from traumas. We're not always going to blame that on that, but sometimes it can be from men and women who carry both of those traumas and bring it into their everyday relationships. You can be having those moments where you fight back or don't, and just understand that's part of the chaos of those toxic relationships that you have. So, again, I hope this message gives you a little bit of an idea of how much this is a problem and how we can change from that. I would like to read something from my book. I know I talked to you guys all about healing and growing. It took a long time for me to see my own situation that I was in. Again, I'm not perfect. I know I dealt with a lot in my own relationship as well, along with the person who was my partner. But with me writing my book and journaling, it gave me clarity of how we both needed to grow and heal. So, I would like to show you Soft Petals from Burnt Ashes is my memoir that talks about my life, about healing, trauma, and things that have happened, domestic violence situations that I've been through. This is available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble. You can find it in the Google Play Store, but I'm going to read you a section for you. And I feel like it's important for you to hear. The fight started like little sparks. Misunderstandings, small arguments, late night disagreements after too much to drink. But then one night it changed. We were in the hallway, something escalated, he slapped me. Time froze, I remember, the sting, not just on my face, but in my heart. I looked at him and everything inside me felt betrayed. This wasn't supposed to happen. This was the man I felt I left my other life for. This was the man who was supposed to love me better than anybody else. And the reason why I'm reading this section from my book is we often deal with situations like this, and we feel that we were so in love that we didn't deserve that. Something happened. There was a reason for that, and that's part of the trauma and the healing you have to do on your journey. I had many situations where me and him both dealt with toxic behaviors of one another because it just wasn't good. And again, that's why I'm saying, in order for things to change, we have to face this and realize what's not good for us, what's not healthy. Sorries are wonderful if we mean them. Learning to go past those situations is where you can grow. If you can't and we stay in those situations, it gets worse and worse. And that's why the statistic keeps going up. Firearms are also brought into domestic violence relationships. Homicide happens from these situations because it gets very, very dark in these situations, and sometimes we feel like we're stuck. So in order to see the signs, we definitely want to catch them while we can, and if we can leave in the right way, that is the best way you can do. So thank you for watching me. If you can choose anything, I hope today you choose to be happy. Thank you for hearing this message, and I have many more throughout this month. Bye.